Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. It is now 2026. And how did everyone's holiday time go? What did you guys get up to? Did you spend it with family? Did you spend it alone? Yeah, let us know. Comment, share your thoughts. I'd love to hear it. Um, want to talk about the Christmas period in specifically. Is Christmas usually a bad time, or not necessarily a bad, a sad time, or is it quite a happy time for you? This was the first year that I had where I was actually in control. In previous years, Christmas isn't always a really nice time for me, in terms that I wasn't ever really family orientated. I didn't really appreciate my family more, and I've spent most of the time getting pissed, forgetting about my problems, burying my problems, running away from my problems, and then ultimately taking drugs as well on the side of that to suppress that even further. So yeah, I usually resonate. Christmas was quite a sad time, apart from this year when everything's changed. But I did have a difficulty this year after doing all the effort and everything we're building at the moment, especially with our running every day and myself and Casey, and obviously building Alcaz in the meantime. I ended up injured myself just before Christmas, and I thought it was going to be quite a minor thing, and it wasn't. I ended up ripping a muscle in the top half of my leg, around the groin area, wherever you want to call it. I'm not too technical. I'm not too scientific with the terms, but all I know is I've been in grave pain for the last 3 weeks now. This is the first week I've actually been able to properly walk about comfortably. Apart from that, it's been a struggle. I haven't been able to go for runs. I was barely able to walk upstairs because I put too much pressure on it. And I think ultimately it was a challenge. It was a challenge to myself. It was a challenge to my mentality. It was a challenge to the body. Because I've been on this journey, I neglected the strength training quite, which was quite evident. I used to either be the opposite way. I was always working on my body, always going to the gym, always pushing myself. And now I'm doing the opposite. Not necessarily the opposite, but I'm running more. So I've now neglected the strength side of it. And ultimately losing a lot of weight as well. I've lost 10 kg since November. Hats off to myself. Getting into good eating habits, getting into a good routine has helped that massively. And but because of that, I ended up injuring myself, losing a lot of muscle mass, losing a lot of weight, which means I was very fragile and vulnerable to injuries, which I ultimately did not think about at the time. And yeah, I ended up causing a mass injury to myself. And it kind of put me in a difficult position because I'm previously I was so easy, like in the mindset, I was so easy to be able to just give up on myself. One moment of doubt, one moment of failure, one moment of like guilt, shame, and that was it. I was like, bang, nothing's going my way. What's the fucking point in trying? And usually I go straight to the drink. I hate the feel of failure. I'm pretty sure everyone does. No one likes to fail, but something I want to talk about is failure. I want to redefine what it is to fail now. It used to be a burden. It used to be a painful thing for me to experience. And it was like, if I failed, I'm worthless. What am I bringing to the table? Am I doing as well as I thought I was? Am I good enough to be even trying to do something in the first place? What's the point in trying if you constantly fail? And now, thankfully, going through what I've had to go through in the last couple of months, I've now changed that process, that perspective of what failure is. instead of seeing failure as something negative, I now see failure as something positive. And in terms of positivity, I mean, I'm allowed to sit back and reflect. Okay, my leg's fucked up. I can't run, which is something I now have to do every day. It's a non-negotiable for me. That is an ingrained habit that I've built myself in the last 2 months. But because I haven't been able to do it, those creepy little thoughts, those negative little demons you get, and like, oh fuck it, what's the point? Oh, I can't do running anyway, so I might as not well put any time into my business. I might as well just give up and yeah, go straight back to where I was. And I managed to control myself, which I'm really, really proud of. That's not something I've been able to do before. And it's taught me a lot about myself. It's taught me about that I don't have to give in to these urges. And that obviously failure means I'm still building. I can still put time into my business, which I still have been doing every day. It's allowed me to give myself a rest as well because I'm flat out every day. If it's not running, I'm focused on it's the business. If it's not that, I'm trying to do something else. And yeah, so I missed a couple of runs. I had a couple of days off from working on my project and my business. And instead of hating myself for it, I was actually quite thankful because as soon as Monday came, I was straight back on it. What more can I do? Was I thinking about things the same way as I was thinking about before? What's the thing I've learned from the injury? And what can I do better to go forward? And ultimately, it's just how to get better. That's what failure is, essentially. I think in order for us to actually succeed in anything that we do, we have to fail. If you've done something first time and got it right first time, will you know all the answers, or are you just in a state of delusion and you're just convincing yourself everything's right? And then ultimately get to a point where everything goes the opposite way and you don't know how to fix it because you haven't had the chance to fail and figure everything out. And I'm quite thankful that I had this time. I've had this last couple of weeks and I'm slowly getting better now. And hopefully I'll be back running next week. I'm going to meet up with a guy that I've been speaking to on Instagram who I relate massively well. He's doing really good and he's really inspiring me to motivate myself and cut out all the negative energy and move forward with the positive. Put sobriety, put your health, put your fitness, everything first, and everything else later on will actually end up following after that. So ultimately, like it taught me how where my limitations were. I want to ask yourself, what do you think your limitations are? Do you think you're unbreakable? Do you think okay, we have flaws? There's things that we can work on. What's it teach you about yourself? What does failure even mean to you? And these are things I think you should think about. Not every day. It's a bit ridiculous, but if you're wanting to do something or you're trying to achieve something, it's definitely shouldn't always look about the positives. Like, yes, ultimately that is the end goal, but there is those things as well that stir us on and help us understand what we are trying to achieve. And ultimately, you will be in a better place. You'll be able to learn how to control your emotions. You'll be able to learn how to deal with the problems, which is better for solving eventually. So when these things do come up in the future, you're like, okay, I've been here before. I know how to do this. What was the difference last time? What can I learn? Is this a thing that's going to benefit in the long run, or is this something I can let go and just move on forward and detach myself from it? And these are the sort of things I now think about. Whereas previously, I couldn't comprehend. I couldn't. As soon as something was in a bit of discomfort or something didn't go my way, it was like full blown, not 1 to 100 breakdown, and it would be like, right, okay, I'm going to do the opposite now, and I'm ultimately just going to destroy myself, destroy my mind, destroy my body, and yeah, it got me to the point where I had to end up And even that in itself was a big failure, the biggest failure I've had to learn from, and it's something I'm now grateful for. So yeah, what? Let me know. Um, do you understand failure the same way? Is some failure something that burdens you, or is it something that inspires you? I'd love to know your thoughts and interests. And understanding ultimately, when you do have a break, you're not quitting on yourself. Someone that has ADHD from such a young age, most people that will understand this now, it's a very common thing. It's like that stop and start. Oh, I have a great idea. Okay, I'll stop for a bit. Might pick it up, might not pick it up, and I'll come back to it and come back better. And this is what I've been doing with this business as well. Like I started this in 2024, but the plan, the goal was there from when I was a kid, like when I was like 17. And it's always like over the years, it's like, oh, I can do this. Maybe 1 year start doing some designs or try and figure out names or try and put some kind of like wish board or vision board, but never actually practicing or putting it into practice and like taking action. And then eventually it's like, okay, start, stop again, start. So they're little failures that ultimately, if you do consistently move forward with, they end up being proven realistic actions and things that become a part of your everyday life. Like you can't get anywhere in life if you do not put any action in. I was quite naive at that one point. I'm like, oh, well, I'll do a little bit of work for a week and just like, oh, everything's gonna come to me now. Like bullshitting myself to the point I'm like, oh, like I've done a tiny bit, like what I feel like I deserve it. I'm like, no, nothing happens. Nothing was happening. And I'm like, okay, right, maybe my page didn't get as many likes as I thought it did. Maybe a video didn't get as many views, and I'm like, okay, I'm failure. There we go back into that same cycle, and that's it. Neglect, shame, guilt, worthlessness, spirals constantly. Boom, one after another, and then you ultimately just start hating yourself. And now it's trying to learn that baby, even you take the smallest steps every single day consistently is better than doing fuck all, literally, genuinely. And even if you do lots in a day, still don't wake up and go, okay, I'm sorted now. I've just done loads of work for the day. I don't need to do anything. Always, always look for inspiration. Everything around us, everything we do. Look at other people. Look at what they're doing. What can you change? What can you adapt? What can you learn from these people? And this is another big thing, and it has really taken a step back taking me a step back, and it's the going from that lifestyle where you are surrounded by the same people constantly. And I'm no fucking angel, man. I was quite a destructive person, very influenced, very manipulated by myself as well, just purely by myself. And now, what I'm wanting to achieve, I have started to distance myself, and it does make it. It worries me and it makes me feel sad because I'm like, there's people in my life that I genuinely do give a fuck about and I love dearly, and it's those choices we have to make. Do we carry on moving forward with ourselves and love people from afar, or do we have to ultimately just cut that lifestyle out and those people that aren't really bringing any value to you, they're just actually holding you back, just like you hold yourself back by being in that situation. And it's not them personally, it's the environment that has taken effect on me. That was one big thing I was thinking about over Christmas, because Christmas is the time where I used to be around my friends all the time. We spend 2 3 days together and have a good time, not so good times, depending on your perspective things. But this year I've had to cut a lot of people out, and it's the thing I think about the most. and it hurts me because like you have so many memories. I have a lot of good times and times I'll never forget and times I'll cherish for the rest of my life, and I also have a lot of negative times. And in order to be the person that you want to be, I'm starting to come to the conclusion that maybe I do have to just take a massive step back, focus purely on myself, focus on my relationship with my fiance, focus on my family, and ultimately hope that I get to a point eventually where we catch up. And maybe it might not. It might do. I'm not really one of those people to hold on to things. I've brought myself up from the ages of 4 to 5 years old. I always felt like I was on the outskirts. I always felt like I tried to fit in, so I didn't really always have like massive groups of friends, and I didn't. So I'm used to that anyway. But the people that I do have in my life, the people have been very influential on me. So it's quite breaking, and I want to know your thoughts on that. Is that something people deal with? How do you deal with it? If you think it's the right thing, sometimes taking a step back and go, okay, I'm going to love you from afar, and maybe or maybe not, we might reconnect. I pray that we do, but if we don't, okay, I just hope everyone the best. And that takes me on to the next thing. I'm going to the next podcast I'm going to have on with one of my friends, Elliot Curtin. Um, if you don't know him, get to know him. He's been a very big influence for me on this journey, and I'm really excited to get him on. And we're going to talk about a few more of these things when it comes to the time. But yeah, ultimately today I just wanted to talk about failure. I wanted to talk what it means about being a failure and how do you deal with it. If you deal with it, what things do you put in practice? Do you know, if you feel shit one day and you're like, fuck it, I'm not gonna turn up. I'm not gonna mentally turn up. I'm just gonna sit in bed, fucking rot away, eat shitload of food, drink alcohol, get on it or whatever, take some drugs just to compensate. Like I would like any advice, because this is something new to me and it's something that you'd think as a 32-year-old man, like you'd have your shit together, but guess what? It's not the way fucking everything goes in life, man. Not everyone's got their shit together. And I'm thankful now, like I'm in that position where I am learning. I am still learning. I don't think I ever will stop learning. And I'm grateful for that as well. Like I've had fucking a mental, a mental like last 15 years. And it's taught me a hell of a lot about myself. Like a lot of moments that will never, or literally ingrained into the back of my skull, and it's I create those as anchor points. And like them itself, them again, they're the failures I had to go through as a kid. Not even a kid, my mid twenties to mid well, like late 20s. I was constantly failing, constantly. It was like every time I thought I'd wanted to do something, and I'd do the complete opposite. I'll like tell you, it's fucking roller coaster. I literally should not be alive today to tell these stories, but I'm so thankful I am, which makes me believe I am here for a bigger purpose. And the things that I have failed consistently over have ultimately made me learn so much about myself. And yeah, literally, I can't thank whatever's looking over me. And like, it, it was, these moments are hard, and at the time, they seem like it's never ending. Like you're in those vicious cycles, and you're like literally like it gets to the point you're like, can I can I get out of this? Is there a fucking point to get out of this? Which is where I ultimately got to. In my last fucking few seconds, I was like, I can't take this anymore. I'm like, if I can't even overcome an addiction, can I really move forward and progress in life? And thankfully, touch wood, I had my angel look over me, and my fiance was there to save that day. And that was the biggest failure I've learned to date. I'm 32 years old, and I'm still learning about myself. I'm learning about the limitations I have in myself. and it forces you to change. And it's not always necessary for the good. I'm not preaching like fucking hell. Do whatever the fuck you want, go mental, and just figure it out later. Because not everyone's like that. Not everyone's wired to be like that kind of way. Like fuck me, sometimes it's fucking lonely and it's hard, and not everyone comes out alive. But start questioning things. Definitely start asking yourself the important questions. Is it you? Is it people you hang around with? What is it that you could do better? If you can do anything better, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where don't you see yourself? Do you still have goals, or are you just happy getting along? Are you happy just going to work, waking up, sleeping? Like everyone's different, so I say preach or inspire everyone because it doesn't always resonate with people. But all I try and do is talk about a point of perspective from where I've came from. I'm not telling people the right answers. I'm not telling people the wrong answers. I'm just telling you my experience and how I've ultimately got through them and how I'm still getting through them and still dealing with them. Like, I don't think it's something I will just like, oh, one day, like, I have no fucking problems anymore. I don't need to worry about fuck all. Everything's sound. My fucking financial stability is sound. My life's sound. I got a roof over my head. Like, no, it doesn't just stop there. Because one day you might wake up and something fucking terrible happen. God rest, enough that doesn't come to that. But I think learning to overcome those things is fundamentally how you push forward. It's how I'm trying to change my habits and become the successful inspiration that I ultimately want to be and how I'm imagining myself to be. But yeah, it's been a mad Christmas. Like I said, I did get to the point, and I was like, I did have a glimpse, a moment of that old behavioral pattern, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna let this beat me. I'm okay. Okay, yes, we're having to take a step back. I'm not achieving everything I want to do, but this time I can be a bit more forgiving on myself. And then instead of going for 15-minute runs, I've been, or half an hour runs or hour runs, whatever it is. I've been going for walks instead, so readjusting myself. If I can't work on my business, can I work on something else? I've got a project with my fiance that I'm helping invest in my time into, which would be really exciting as well. I think it's already been done on the Isle of Man. I've not done too much research into it, but that is another aspect, another thing that I'm looking forward to doing as well. So I have these failures, we have this time, but still keeping the discipline active. Change or substitute one thing for another in the time that you get back, and you're actually putting 100% in. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you like this content. I don't know what people have thought, or I'm not really used to this as well. It's just something I'm still learning about myself. Like, fuck me, I've not been able to talk this much for as long as I can remember. So this is something I'm adapting to, and it's something that's helping me strive to do better. And it's something I'm learning as I go along. So yeah, any points, any topics people like me to discuss about? If there's someone that's got a really cool, unique story, or you came from a place that you might find will be relatable to people, please reach out to me. I'm all ears. I've got a lot of time for a lot of people, and I like to hear people's stories. And if it's something you think can inspire people as well, I'd like to get more people on. This isn't just a podcast about myself. I'm talking about mental health. Ultimately, like that's what I am talking about at the moment. But I think that's because Christmas is being. I think this is a very important topic. And yeah, maybe the content might change in the future, and depending on the people that come on as well. Like I very well be more specific to what it is we talk about. But yeah, let me know. I hope you enjoy listening to this. I hope you can take something away, or I'm just talking absolutely utter shit and I've got absolutely no sense of whatever. Like, yeah, let me know. But it's been really good chatting. Um, yeah, um, I've got some really exciting news as well. Fuck me. Yeah, we found out, which I can't believe, which is another mental thing, man. That myself and my partner are gonna have a baby. Honestly, man, I couldn't even fucking put into words how fucking over the moon we are. Literally going from pure fucking destruction, addiction, trying to just ultimately destroy myself because I didn't have time for myself, and then flipping that around, going 180, going straight. Like, health is absolute key. Health and wealth in abundance. And in what, 2 months, that news that has actually came around, and like it brought me so much fucking joy. I didn't think I was able to have kids. The amount of drugs I've taken, and I don't condone that. I'm not preaching about it. Like, I have an excessive amount where I did ultimately. I used to panic and I have fear that I had destroyed my body. And to hear that news the other week, I was in such awe, and I can't wait to be a fucking dad. There's another thing. If if anyone's got any tips, I know ultimately we're going to be amazing parents. Like, we've learned a lot. My fiance, he's got such a level head. She has such a huge family, so we're ready for it. We're all ready as we could be. I don't want to be naive and say we fucking know everything, because we obviously don't. Like, we've never had kids before. This is going to be our first one. But yeah, if any advice any from anybody, what what to expect, what not to expect, like best place to go shops, best products, best things to avoid. I'm reading up a lot of stuff on like how you're not allowed to take certain vitamins, you're not allowed to take certain foods, and like this is all brand new to me. So, any advice as a father or as advice from a mother to my fiance, I would love to hear. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed listening. I keep rambling on. That just came up into my mind there now. We've already told everyone. Like, I was like, we literally found out a couple of weeks ago, and first moment, I was dying to go to the top of the fucking Douglas Hill and shout it from the rooftop, because I was so fucking proud of myself and so happy that we're being able to be in the position that we can have a kid. And yeah, hopefully, we're gonna have our first check next week, which is gonna be cool. We'll find out the date and how long we think, how far Casey is, which is really exciting. Really, really exciting. Sorry, I'm just smashing my glasses, but yeah. Um, so I'm gonna leave it there. At the end of this, I want, if you are still listening, to have a thought with yourself this week. It is New Year. It is that motivation, like January, dry Jan, or fucking New Year, new me, whatever it is. What are you doing? Are you challenging yourself this year? Have you got a goal that you want to work towards? What is that goal? Please share it with me. I'd love to hear. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed listening about failure. Ultimately, is this a complete failure? I don't know, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway. I like talking about these things. These are things that I've ultimately ruminated on for many, many years. But yeah, thank you for listening, and peace.